This decides everything for the San Diego Padres. They are entering a crucial 3-game series against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they hold the tiebreaker. So if they can manage to sweep the number 1 team in the National League West, they might cakewalk their way to the division. So we'll break it down and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, Padre fans. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be talking about the crucial series that the San Diego Padres are about to enter against the Los Angeles Dodgers. I can't wait for this one. This is what it all comes down to. This is what you play 162 games for. It is for these moments right here. And before we get into the video, I want to let you know that around 97% of you watching are not subscribed to this channel, so go ahead and do that. I cannot wait for the Padres postseason run to begin. I really expect something special to come out of it. I believe they're going to win the World Series. They were my pick just about a month ago to go ahead and do that, and I think they're going to do it. I really think it's going to come home for the first time to San Diego. So buckle up, Padre fans. I cannot wait for this ride to get started. But again, hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out a ton. I know I've been taking a little bit of a break from the Padres videos here, but they didn't play yesterday, and I'm really excited about this Dodger series, so you guarantee that I'm going to break it all down and do my best to light a positive flame under you Padre fans, because I know you're fired up about this. Let's get straight into it here. Let's take a look at the best records in the second half. The Padres stand alone at the top, but not far behind them are the Los Angeles Dodgers. So even though the Padres are playing great ball, the Dodgers are not allowing them to create any separation because they're playing just as good. So it's going to be an absolute dogfight in that series. And if we take a look at the odds for it, right now, the San Diego Padres are a slight underdog heading into tomorrow, which doesn't make too much sense to me because these are the pitching matchups. And I'm no expert. There are a lot of people out there that know baseball a lot better than me and that are a lot smarter than me in talking about the sport. But I look at all of those matchups. I like Michael King against Landon Knack. I like Dylan Cease against Jack Flaherty. That's going to be a tight one. Should be a pitcher's duel, but the way that Dylan Cease has been throwing the ball lately, I give him the edge in that matchup. And Walker Buehler just has not been the same since coming back from Tommy John surgery. Joe Musgrove having an up and down year, but he's starting to turn the corner here. So I look at those matchups, and pitching-wise, I think the San Diego Padres have the edge in each and every one of them. So I think that plays into their favor. They've been winning a lot of close ball games this season. They've been playing in a lot of close ball games, and you could argue that they've been playing playoff baseball for the better part of 2 months now. Their backs have been against the wall, and they have been answering the bell every single time. I can't wait for this series to get started. With the Padres being 3 games out of first place in the National League West and holding the tiebreaker against the Dodgers, they now control their own destiny for a division title. If the Padres win 7 in a row to finish the season, they win the NL West. Now, that is obviously easier said than done. Thank you, Captain Obvious, Sammy Levitt. Shout out to you, does great work. But it is hard to win 7 games in a row in Major League Baseball, and the Padres are already on a 4-game winning streak. So to go from 4 games to 11 games, that is tough. It doesn't matter what sport you're playing in, doesn't matter how good your team is, you got to bring it every single night from now until the end of the season. And I have no doubt in my mind that the Padres can go ahead and do that. That is not my concern right now. My concern is that the Dodgers are also playing really good baseball, and they have this guy named Shohei Ohtani on their team who is having a historic season, who has stolen 55 bases and hit 53 home runs, and he's the greatest player of all time. So having that guy on your team is a pretty big psychological advantage, I think, for the Dodgers. So maybe that's where the Padres could get in trouble. But you got to go 1 game at a time, and you even got to go 1 inning at a time here, because every pitch, every 3-1 count, every fastball that you get to hit if you're a Padre, it's going to be crucial. And that could decide the series. Winning 2 out of 3 at this point of the season, I don't think it's good enough. Gaining 1 game on the Dodgers with 4 games left to go and then you're 2 back, that's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough to come back from that. So it's pretty much sweep or nothing at this point for the San Diego Padres, unless they hope to get a little bit of help. But I wouldn't count on that because, as we see right here, the Dodgers are playing some pretty damn good baseball. And shout out to the Tigers as well. Arguably the best story in baseball right now. They traded away Jack Flaherty at the deadline, who we're going to see in Game 2 of this series. But they haven't missed a beat ever since Javi Baez went out of the lineup. That team has been fantastic. So shout out to the Detroit Tigers. They are my American League team, but make no mistake about it, I am all in on the Padres hype train. I picked them to win the World Series a month ago, and I am sticking to my guns right here. I think they're going to go ahead and do it. I really do, and I can't wait to see Petco Park erupt when it happens. Maybe they do it on the road, but I can't wait to see the Petco Park watch party erupt when it happens, because you bet your ass that they're going to have one going on over there. That team is just so special. The way that they're playing right now, I'm just really excited to see what this next month of baseball holds for this team. I really believe something special is in the cards, and it's been a lot of years of suffering for Padre fans. It's been a lot of years of failure and just straight up disappointment, but I think this team is different. They have the star power in Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. They have the complementary pieces in Xander Bogaerts and Jake Cronenworth, Luis Arias, and their pitching. I mean, their pitching has been their calling card all season long. You got Yu Darvish back now. He's starting to look like vintage Yu Darvish again after a couple of rough starts off his injury list stint there. You got Michael King, who has been a workhorse at the top of that rotation, alongside of Dylan Cease and Joe Musgrove. He's been a very reliable starter for the majority of his career. So those are four very formidable names in the bullpen. Don't get me started on the bullpen, man. You got Jason Adam, who has been lights out ever since coming from the Tampa Bay Rays. Tanner Scott as well. You got Brian Hoeing. You got Robert Suarez, who has started to slip a little bit as of late. But all of these names make up a very formidable bullpen that the Padres can roll out as soon as the fifth inning comes out. So even if your starter doesn't have it, you have all of the pieces in the bullpen to turn it over to and to win you the game and see it across the finish line. So this team is special. They have all the elements of a World Series winning team, which is evident right here if you take a look at the power rankings. The Dodgers are at the top, and I think that's warranted. They deserve to be there. And 4 out of the top 5 teams are from the National League. So it's going to be an absolute dogfight from the divisional round, from the wild card round to the division series to the championship series. And I really don't know who's going to make it to the World Series. My pick is the Padres. I think they're going to do it. But there's going to be some bludgeoning going on between the wild card series and the championship series to determine who gets there. Shout out to the Mets as well. Really nice story for this season. There's just a lot of depth in the National League, and there is no clear-cut answer as to who is going to make it out of there. But if I had to pick, I'm going with the Padres all day long, and the bookmakers don't seem to agree with me. They got them as a dog heading into tomorrow. Could almost double your money, so maybe sprinkle a little bit, because this matchup right here, Michael King against Landon Knack, I like my chances if I'm the San Diego Padres. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Thank you guys so much for making it this far. I'm back, Padre fans, and we are going to be covering this team all year long, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But I will see you guys tomorrow, and thank you to Baseball Town as well for sponsoring this video. Would not be possible without them, so check them out today. They got 3 locations in Canada. If you're not close to there, they ship worldwide as well. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need, baseball or softball related. Check them out today. You won't be sorry. They got bats, gloves, cleats, batting gloves, and much more. The best equipment at the most competitive prices. So check them out today. And I'll see you tomorrow, Padre fans. Let's go, Friars.